Yeah, man, the Shirley Batty Show. I never kind of show more watch on TV. Hey, my selector, fire it up. Go on, Shirley. Easy.
Shirley Batty Show. Everybody knows it's the Shirley Batty Show. Oh, I love me. Oops, and you too.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Is that hot chocolate? Well, yeah, it's can't be silent. Oh my goodness, I'm talking to him. Oh my goodness, I'm blushing. Oh, hello, Kenny, hello.
Oh, not so bad. You? How are you doing? You're looking good.
I'm so glad that you come to my show. Oh my goodness, I want to know everything about you. Can you tell us all about you and how you started and how you got this business?
Oh, how I started? Well, that's a long story. I've been in the music business since I was 17 years old.
Okay.
I started out by my own little band in Kilburn, London, and we sort of went around. We actually had a couple of record deals and stuff, and had a couple of records out, which I told Owen about earlier.
Yes, he told me. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, he told. Yes. Yeah, so basically, I started out in the music business. So I've been singing with various bands throughout the years. When I finished with the band, the first band I was with was a band called Simon K and the Meantimers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, funny name. And we had a record out called "Bring Me Back," "Bring Your Love Back," and that what came out back in the '60s. I think it was late '60s.
What sort of music was it? What sort of music?
It sort of like they call it Northern Soul kind of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and actually the record is still out today.
Wow.
Yeah, if you go on YouTube, you'll hear it. It's called "Bring Your Love Back" by Simon K and the Meantimers.
Oh, wonderful.
And so I went along for many years until that ran out, and then I decided to form a vocal band. Mm-hmm. And they were called the Majors.
Oh, wow.
And we were signed to Magnet Records when Peter Waterman was still there.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, Peter, well, yeah, you know him. He's a very famous guy. Mm-hmm. And the record came out. It Only Happens is called. And that was a mild hit. It was written by Ken Gold and Michael Denny. Okay. And it was great. We went on for a while there, and then I started an agency up, and we entertainment agency, and I did that for many years, booking bands out and so forth, until I got a call from someone who saw me in a pub and came over to me. His name was Joe Samuels, and he said to me, "Do you sing?" And I said, "Yes, I've been singing for years." And he said, "Well, I've got a Channel 4 bringing out a show called the Fraud Monty."
Oh, wow.
And it was to go with the full Monty. Errol had this record, well, Hot Chocolate had a record called You Sexy Thing. And I was asked if I would be part of the show and sing 2 songs, You Sexy Thing, and It Started With a Kiss. And that's all I had to do.
Wow.
At first I refused. I said, I'm not really that interested in doing this tribute thing. You know, I mean, it's not my thing really. And Joe Samuels, who was part of PWL down in the city, invited me down to do an audition. And I went down. They took me over to Keith Prowse's studio and said to me, would you just sing this song for us? You can make very good money. We'll pay you very well. Nice. All you have to do is sing this song. But first we have to hear you sing. So I went across and I sang You Sexy Thing, or the words I knew to it. I didn't know all the words. And Joe and his brothers, David Samuels and they loved it. And they said, "Oh, you sound like you've done it before." I said, "No, I've never sung any Hot Chocolate songs before in my life." And they had two dancers there. The funny thing, they had two dancers there. I've never. They were professional dancers. I never met them before. I didn't know who they were, but they were on the ball. They knew the stuff because they did Top the Pops and everything, all that sort of thing. And I still said I wasn't too sure about doing it. And then he told me, we can give you 40 odd dates today and you'll get, I think it was about £550 for every show. And you don't have to do a thing. All you have to do is just sing these two songs. Somebody pick you up, take you to the venue. You just sing the song and we take you back home. And at the time I needed the money, to be honest with you. And I say, okay, I'll do it. And that's how it started, really. And we went along for many years. And then unfortunately, Joe Sandwich became my manager. And unfortunately, he died very suddenly one night. And that was the end of that. And then, of course, I know Owen from back in the day when I was at the agency.
Does he know you? Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Okay.
She's a small world.
It is very small, isn't it? Amazing.
Yes, it is a small world. And then I went along like this on my merry way. I still kept on doing, singing the songs and tribute venues for many, many years until 2009. I was sitting in my front room watching TV, and I had a telephone. No, sorry, I had a email.
Okay.
Asking me, would you be interested in singing with Hot Chocolate, the real band?
Wow.
And at first I thought it was a joke. I thought it was one of my friends winding me up.
I think that well, yes.
But then I found out it was for real. And I had a talk with the manager or the agent, and he gave me a job. I'm not too sure. I think it was Dusseldorf.
Okay.
The first show was Dusseldorf. And so I never met, I knew Patrick. I knew Patrick for many years. I knew Patrick from back in the early 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Errol Brown himself used to live just around the corner from me. He only lived about 5 minutes from my house. And he used to stay in my house.
Wow.
When we sold the house, because Patrick, the bass player, he bought a flat. Our old house in West Hampstead.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was a big house, and I think it was 9 or 10 rooms.
Wow, amazing.
And the people who bought the house from us separated it into flats. And when we left the house, we sold the house to someone, and we went to live down in Kilburn. But Patrick, when the house was converted into flats, he bought a flat in the house in there when he was in the Hot Chocolate. Wow. And so Errol used to stay in the house. So it's a very small world, you see, everything was happening then. But anyway, going back to the story about Hot Chocolate, well, they asked me, I hadn't seen Patrick or any of the boys for many, many years. And then, of course, and they had another singer. And they rang me up in 2009 and said, would you want to do it? Mm-hmm. And of course, I said yes, very quickly.
I would have said the same myself.
Yeah, and I couldn't believe it. And then I went along, and I went to this place in Dusseldorf with them. And I said to Patrick and Harvey, I said, when are we going to rehearse? Of course, we've flown in from Heathrow to Dusseldorf. No rehearsals.
Wow.
I went to the venue, and it was an arena. And there were thousands of people there.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm getting nervous because singing with backing tracks and then singing with a real band, the arrangements are all different.
Okay.
The tempos are different. Everything's different. So you needed to have a little rehearsal, but Harvey said to me, you sing it and we'll play it. So we went on. It was a great gig. We went on and did the show, and of course everybody thought it was Errol, because people were screaming. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the people were screaming, and I was invited up into the VIP area after the show, and there was a guy who was getting married to his girlfriend, and he wanted to know whether we'd go do his engagement party, and I said yes. Of course, I didn't do it. They got the old singer to do it, because I'd only done an audition for the job. Of course, it went down so well, they gave me the job a few weeks later. But the guy who was having his engagement party was very disappointed that I didn't turn up. And you can imagine, he expected Hot Chocolate to be with me.
Yeah.
When they turned up with this other geezer, it didn't go down too well. So, but anyway, that's basically the whole story, and the rest is history, right?
Wow. So,
yeah.
Have you worked with any other bands or anything like that?
Oh, many, many bands. I mean, since I've been with Hot Chocolate, we have done so many shows, so many arenas around the world. We've traveled everywhere. And we've worked with people like Susie Quatro, David Essex, David Cassidy before he died. We did tours with the Osmonds, and who else? We've done so many. David Essex. I said David Essex. I think I've got so few names here. I've just name dropping.
That's right. Yeah, I like to drop names too.
Yeah. From Soul to Soul, Tony Hadley. Oh, the list goes on. It's many, people who I used to switch on the TV and watch Top of the Pops to.
Mm-hmm.
There's absolutely loads and loads. Billy Ocean, what a fantastic guy he is, and what a great voice. I've worked with Billy about 3 or 4 times now, and he's one of the nicest people you can ever hope to meet. He's a gentleman and super talented. His voice is amazing. It's
a beautiful voice, very nice voice. I love it.
Very great voice, and so down to earth. We spend times in some hotels, chatting away till 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, just about music and just having, just chatting really. So it's been a great experience.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great way to finish off my singing career, whenever that is in the near future, I think. But we just keep on going.
And is there any advice you'd give to anyone else who wants to get into business?
Sorry?
Is there any advice you'd give to anyone else to do?
Well, if you go into music business, it's a drug. First of all, it'll never leave you. You will never leave it. It'll have to leave you, because I've been doing it since I was 17 years old, and I've never been able to get away from it.
Wow,
no matter, I have tried a couple of times. You think, I've got to get married, have, and settle down, and
normal sort of life, yes.
Yeah, get a more normal life, and then every now and then, surely but surely, slowly, somebody comes and asks you, "Can you do this? Can you do that?" And then you think, "Oh well, okay, I'll do it," and you keep doing it. Now, I've done it all my life since I was. I think I joined my first band when I was 16 years old.
Wow.
But never had big hits or nothing like that. But I've always been there and always earned my money, always earned a living singing. Very nice. And now with Hot Chocolate, it's been fantastic to get to this point, and get to this point where you are enjoying it.
Yes, you've done really well.
Yeah, I think, like I say, the guys are great. I mean, the guys in the band are great. I mean, in actual fact, Harvey and Patrick, you'll see them on TV, and I'm not sure if it's. I've got to ring Patrick up. I think it's because talking about Hot Chocolate and how it was brought together, came together. They did it, I think, for BBC TV. I'm not sure. They got the band together, and how it started back in the day from Clapham Common, because that's where they used to rehearse. Clapham Common, the house in Clapham Common. Diali, who's unfortunately died last year, you know, and some of the boys are still around. Tony Wilson, I speak to him occasionally. I mean, he wrote with Errol all the songs, so he's on my Facebook. His daughter's on my Facebook. It's, you know, Larry Ferguson, keyboard player. He's on my Facebook. I spoke to him about a year ago, and his daughter, all the daughters of the the guys who left Hot Chocolate, you know, because of the, you know, their family is still all my friends on my Facebook.
Oh, amazing. Oh, that's lovely. It's so nice. Oh my.
Yes, it's been like I wouldn't say family affair, but it's been like you know, all mates and people. Hot Chocolate is a family, really. You know, there's loads of people in it.
So, you know, when we're out of this COVID, where can we see you?
At the moment, nowhere, because of COVID. Next year we will be very, very busy because all this our tour this year was transferred to next year.
Okay.
I think all of the dates are still in there, but having said that, COVID makes you think: is it still going to be going this time next year?
Yeah.
What are we going to be doing? At the moment, I'm just relaxing. I'm sort of writing with Harvey, getting a couple of songs together,
Okay.
New ones and stuff, and seeing how they progress. But hey, as long as you live and you enjoy yourself and you're not starving, you live, you know, enjoying life. That's it. That's what it's about. Yeah.
Wow. Well, Kenny, it's been a wonderful pleasure to talk to you today. I'm so excited that you come on our show. And well, we look forward to seeing more of Hot Chocolate in the future. And we wish you all the best, don't we?
Yes, we do. Okay.
Yeah.
Kenny, thanks very much for coming on to the Shirley Batty.
My show.
Yes, we're coming on to the Shirley Batty.
I like the way you did that.
And yeah, we'll see you around. Take care. All right.
Take care, man. See you soon.
Okay.
Bye. Take care.
Subscribe now for future Shirley Batty shows and don't miss an episode.